Cracker Jack has been sold at baseball games and in retail stores since 1896, making it one of the longest continuously produced snack brands in American history. What makes its manufacturing process interesting is that it combines three distinct food technologies into a single product: popped popcorn, roasted peanuts, and a hard caramel coating that has to bond evenly to two very different textures without making the finished product clump into a solid mass. This is the complete factory process from raw ingredients to the familiar sealed box. It starts with two separate raw materials moving through the facility on entirely different paths before they ever meet: popcorn kernels and raw peanuts. The popcorn used in Cracker Jack production is a specific variety bred for popping performance, distinct from the field corn and sweet corn varieties grown for other purposes. Popcorn kernels have a hard, moisture-sealed outer shell called the pericarp surrounding a dense, starchy interior, and when heated, the small amount of moisture trapped inside each kernel turns to steam, building pressure until the shell ruptures and the starch inside expands outward into the familiar popped shape. The kernels arrive at the facility in bulk, having been dried at the farm and during storage to a specific moisture content, typically around 14%. That is precisely the level needed for optimal popping performance. Too dry, and the kernel won't build enough internal steam pressure to pop properly. Too moist and the pop is inconsistent, or the kernel scorches before it fully expands. Incoming popcorn is tested for moisture content at receiving, and batches outside the target range are either reconditioned or rejected before entering the production system. The raw peanuts follow a separate receiving and preparation path. They arrive at the facility shelled, having already gone through cleaning, sizing, and blanching at a separate shelling facility before delivery. At the Cracker Jack plant, incoming peanuts are inspected for size, consistency, and visual quality, then moved into a roasting system that develops the flavor and color that distinguishes a roasted peanut from a raw one. The peanuts are loaded into rotary drum roasters, where dry heat applied as the drum slowly rotates ensures even exposure of all surfaces to the heat. As the peanuts roast, the Maillard reaction develops the characteristic warm, nutty flavor compounds, and the surface color progressively deepens from pale cream to golden brown. The roasting time and temperature are calibrated to a specific target color and flavor development level, monitored by both visual assessment and temperature probes that track the internal kernel temperature throughout the cycle. Once roasted, the peanuts move directly into a rapid cooling system that uses high-volume ambient air to bring the temperature down quickly, locking in the roast level before any carryover heat can push the peanuts past the target development point. While the peanuts are roasting and cooling, the popcorn kernels are moving through the popping system on their own parallel production line. Industrial popping for a product like Cracker Jack typically uses continuous hot air poppers rather than oil-based popping, since a dry pop produces a lighter, crisper finished kernel that holds the caramel coating differently than an oil-popped kernel would, and it avoids introducing additional fat into the formula before the caramel coating stage. The kernels are fed into a continuous popping chamber where intensely hot air, typically in a range that exceeds 400 degrees Fahrenheit, circulates around the kernels as they move through the chamber. Within seconds of reaching the necessary internal temperature, each kernel's pericarp ruptures and the starchy interior explodes outward into the familiar light, irregular popped shape. The transformation happens almost instantly per kernel, but across a continuous stream of incoming kernels, the popping chamber produces a steady, uninterrupted flow of popped corn exiting the far end. The freshly popped corn moves immediately onto an inspection and sorting conveyor, where unpopped kernels, sometimes called duds, which occur in a small percentage of any popping batch due to natural variation in kernel moisture and shell integrity, are separated out. This separation typically uses a combination of size-based screening and sometimes optical sorting, since unpopped kernels are notably smaller and denser than properly popped corn, and can be identified and removed based on that size differential as the product moves along the conveyor. The unpopped kernels are collected separately and are not used in the finished product, since their dense, hard structure would create an unpleasant and potentially hazardous eating experience if they ended up coated in caramel and packaged alongside the light, airy popped corn. With both the popcorn and the peanuts now prepared, roasted, and cooled, the two ingredient streams converge at the caramel coating stage, which is the central transformation step in the entire Cracker Jack production process. Before the coating itself can be applied, the caramel mixture has to be cooked separately in its own dedicated cooking system. The caramel formula for Cracker Jack is a sugar-based syrup combining sugar, molasses, which contributes both the distinctive color and the deep, slightly bittersweet flavor note that is one of the signature characteristics of Cracker Jack's flavor profile compared to plain caramel corn syrup, and butter or butter flavoring, cooked together in large industrial cooking kettles. The mixture is heated to a specific temperature target, monitored continuously by temperature probes in the cooking vessel, because the final temperature reached during cooking directly determines the texture of the finished caramel coating once it cools. Cooking the sugar syrup to a higher temperature drives off more moisture and produces a harder, more brittle finished coating, while a lower cooking temperature leaves more residual moisture and produces a softer, chewier coating. Cracker Jack's coating sits at a specific point on this spectrum, calibrated to produce the firm but not overly hard texture that has defined the product for generations, and the cooking process is controlled precisely to hit that exact textural target batch after batch. Once the caramel syrup reaches its target cooking temperature, it is transferred from the cooking kettle to the coating application system, where it is applied to the combined popcorn and peanut mixture. The popped corn and roasted peanuts, mixed together in the proportions specified by the product formula, are fed into a large rotating coating drum or paddle mixer. The hot caramel syrup is poured or sprayed over the tumbling mixture inside this mixer, and the continuous tumbling action distributes the syrup across every popcorn piece and every peanut as evenly as possible. This even distribution is mechanically challenging because popcorn and peanuts have very different surface textures, densities, and shapes. The popcorn is light, irregular, and full of surface crevices, while the peanuts are denser, smoother, and more uniformly shaped. The coating mixer's design and the tumbling speed are calibrated specifically to handle this mixed texture challenge, ensuring the caramel reaches into the popcorn's irregular surface pockets, while also building an even layer across the smoother peanut surface, rather than pooling unevenly or clumping the two ingredients into large, stuck-together masses. As the caramel-coated mixture continues tumbling in the coating system, it begins cooling from the high temperature it was applied at, and the caramel syrup transitions from its hot, fluid state toward a firmer, set state. This is the point in the process where preventing large-scale clumping becomes the most significant operational challenge. If the coated mixture were simply left to sit in a static pile while cooling, the caramel would bond adjacent pieces together into large solid masses, producing a finished product that bears no resemblance to the loose, individually coated kernels and peanuts that define Cracker Jack's actual eating experience. To prevent this, the coated mixture moves from the initial coating mixer onto a continuously agitated cooling conveyor, or a secondary tumbling system, where ongoing mechanical movement keeps the pieces separated from one another throughout the critical cooling window, while the caramel coating sets from a sticky, fluid state into its final firm, glossy texture. The agitation continues until the caramel coating has fully hardened to the point where the individual pieces no longer have any tendency to stick to their neighbors. At this stage, the product has visually and texturally become the finished Cracker Jack mixture. Individual pieces of caramel-coated popcorn studded with caramel-coated peanuts, each piece separate, glossy, and firm. The mixture then moves onto a final cooling conveyor that brings the temperature down fully to ambient before any further handling occurs, since even fully set caramel can soften and become tacky again if handled while still warm, risking the same clumping problem the agitated cooling stage was designed to prevent. Once fully cooled, the finished Cracker Jack mixture moves into the inspection stage, where the product passes beneath both automated sensing equipment and, in many operations, human visual inspection stations positioned along the conveyor. The inspection process checks for several specific issues. Unpopped kernels that may have escaped the earlier sorting stage and ended up coated in caramel. Clumped masses of multiple pieces stuck together that escape the agitated cooling process, foreign material, and any pieces showing visible scorching or color inconsistency from uneven caramel cooking. Pieces or clumps failing inspection are removed from the line, while material that is recoverable, such as large but otherwise acceptable clumps, may be redirected to a separate handling step where they are gently broken apart before re-entering the main production flow, rather than being discarded entirely. The inspected, accepted Cracker Jack mixture now proceeds to the weighing and filling stage, where the product is portioned into the quantities required for its specific packaging format. Cracker Jack is sold in multiple formats, including the small individual boxes that have been historically associated with the brand, especially in the context of its long association with baseball stadiums, as well as larger bag formats for retail and family-size purchasing. Regardless of format, the portioning relies on weighing systems, often multi-head combination weighers similar to those used across the snack food industry, that distribute the incoming product stream across multiple weighing stations, read the weight in each simultaneously, and identify which combination of measured portions adds up most accurately to the target fill weight for that specific package size. Then release that combination into the packaging machine below. For the classic small box format, the weighed portion of Cracker Jack drops into a pre-formed paperboard box that has already been erected and is moving along the packaging line on its own dedicated conveyor path. Inside many Cracker Jack boxes, a small prize or toy is also inserted at this stage, continuing another long-standing tradition associated with the brand since early in its history. With a dedicated mechanical or robotic insertion system placing the prize into the box either before or immediately after the Cracker Jack product itself is added, depending on the specific line configuration in use at that facility. Once both the product and the prize, where applicable, are in the box, the top flaps are folded and sealed by automated closing equipment, typically using a combination of mechanical folding arms and applied adhesive to create a secure closure that will protect the product during distribution and retail handling. For bag format products, a different packaging path is used. The weighed portion is fed into a vertical or horizontal form-fill-seal machine, where a roll of printed flexible packaging film is shaped into a bag form around the product, sealed along its back seam and at both ends, and cut free from the continuous film web as a completed sealed package. This packaging film, similar to that used across other caramel and coated snack products, incorporates barrier properties designed to limit moisture transmission into the package, since moisture exposure would gradually soften the caramel coating and degrade the product's characteristic crisp, firm texture over its shelf life. Whether boxed or bagged, every completed package proceeds through a check weigher that verifies the actual fill weight against the declared specification on the packaging, automatically diverting any package that falls outside the acceptable tolerance range in either direction. Packages then pass through a metal detection system, where a detection coil surrounding the conveyor path scans for any trace metallic contamination at a sensitivity level calibrated well below the threshold of visual detectability, with any package triggering a positive reading immediately and automatically removed from the line for further investigation rather than allowed to proceed toward distribution. Approved packages move forward to the secondary packaging and case packing stage, where individual boxes or bags are grouped together into the shipping case configurations required for wholesale and retail distribution. Automated case packing equipment assembles flat cardboard blanks into case form, fills each case with the specified count of individual packages, seals the case using applied adhesive or tape, and applies a printed production code directly onto the case surface that records the manufacturing date, production line, and batch information needed for traceability throughout the distribution chain. These sealed and coated cases are then conveyed to the palletizing area, where either robotic palletizing arms or programmed mechanical systems stack the cases onto wooden pallets in specific load patterns engineered to maximize stability during transport, while making efficient use of available space within shipping trucks and storage warehouses. Completed pallets are wrapped in stretch film to secure the stacked cases against shifting, labeled with distribution routing information, identifying their intended destination within the broader distribution network, and then transferred either by forklift or by automated guided vehicle systems into the facility's finished goods warehouse. Since Cracker Jack is a shelf-stable product with no requirement for refrigerated storage, the warehouse operates at standard ambient conditions, holding completed pallets until they are scheduled for outbound shipment. From the warehouse, pallets move into the broader distribution network, traveling through regional distribution centers before ultimately reaching the full range of retail locations, concession stands, and stadium vendors that have carried Cracker Jack for well over a century, connecting this single production facility to the much larger cultural presence the product has maintained throughout its long history as an American snack staple. From two separate raw ingredients moving through entirely independent preparation lines, through roasting, popping, caramel cooking, coating, agitated cooling, inspection, weighing, and final packaging, the Cracker Jack production process brings together three distinct food technologies into a single finished product, each one engineered to work in coordination with the others rather than independently, producing the specific texture and flavor combination that has remained recognizable across generations of American snacking. That is the complete production journey of Cracker Jack, from raw popcorn and peanuts to the sealed box on the shelf. If this kind of detailed look behind a classic snack is what you come here for, a like genuinely helps this channel keep going. Subscribe for more food manufacturing and production documentaries, and leave a comment letting us know which classic snack or food brand you would like to see covered in detail next.